Do you remember the last time that you wanted to buy something and you walked into a store knowing exactly what you wanted, and yet a salesperson tried to convince you to buy something else? You remember how frustrated you were when that happened? That happened to me recently. I walked into actually a car dealership and I knew exactly what car I wanted, but of course they didn't have that on the lot. So what do you think that salesperson did? Of course they tried to sell me what they had. Now you contrast that with what happens when you walk into a doctor's office. Frankly, sometimes I think we're annoyed with how many questions they ask us about what's going on with us in our whole body. And meanwhile, I'm just thinking, look, I got the sniffles, just help me out. And yet those two experiences are really important as we think about our financial life and our financial advisors as well. On one hand, you have a salesperson that leads with a product. And on the other hand, you have a doctor that really leads with trying to understand the whole person. That's the difference in our financial journey as well, too. When we work with a financial professional who's a fiduciary, their number one objective is to get to know us as a person. What are our goals? What are our objectives? What are our experiences? What, if any, risk do we want to take? That's the thing that they lead with. Versus a salesperson, it's a product. And so I'd go so far to say is if you're encountering a financial professional and in the first one or two or even three times that you talk, they're leading with explaining the features and benefits of some product that they think is amazing, that might be the sign that you might be with a salesperson. Now, don't get me wrong, that product they might be describing might be amazing. They might have the best hammer on the market, but if you need a screw in a screw, it doesn't do you much good, does it? Same thing applies if you've got the best screwdriver in the world, but if you need to nail in a nail, it doesn't do you much good. That's why as a fiduciary financial advisor, our job is to find out exactly what your needs are, what your goals are, so that we can identify exactly which products and tools we should use to fit your goals. So what are the three things that you should really be focused on as you're picking the right financial professional for you? Number one, are they a fiduciary? Are they legally required to do what's in your best interest? Or are they potentially a salesperson just trying to sell a product and fit it into whatever your goals and objectives are? The first person there, the fiduciary, really important to understand that that person is legally required to do what's in your best interest, to understand what's best for you, versus just trying to sell you something and fit it. Number two, what kind of fees are there associated with working with this person? It's not that all fees are bad, don't get me wrong. We pay fees every day for things. But I just think there's two parts to that you have to understand. First of all, what are those fees? Oftentimes we find people don't know what they're paying, or they're actually, even worse, paying more than what they think. And that's not good because after all, a penny saved is a penny earned, right? And number two, you've also got to understand what value are you getting for those fees. So if you can understand those two things with the fees that you're paying for that advisor, I think it's really important. And then third, there's got to be a fiduciary process in place to really get to know you, to understand your unique goals and strategies, experiences, your tolerance for risk. I say it all the time, it's my favorite part about my job. Every single person that walks in the door is unique. And so that process should be about uncovering your unique goals and strategies, and all the things that we want to do to help reach those will come after that. So I think if you can ask those three questions, you can find the right financial professional that really can help you to achieve all the goals that you have for your retirement.